Hello, carers and thrivers. Dr. Lana here. Welcome again to Care and Thrive with underscore Dr. Lana. That's me. And this is your hub, your time out. Grab your tea, grab your brew, and grab a friend, and where we sit for you to just absorb your role of caregiving, learn how you to put your oxygen mask on first. That's the biggest part of this. If you remember nothing else I say ever. And bringing in my wonderful guests who bring their own perspective so that you can see yourselves in their story, because everyone's role in caregiving is different. It may be a spouse, it may be a grandmother, it may be a parent, it may be a friend. You may be thrust in that role. You may have very few people I know have planned for it. So when that happens, when life happens, what do we do? How can you just stop from going into that gerbil spiral, I call it, and just being on that wheel and feeling as though you are lost and feeling as though you have to give and give and give until you give no more, and then you're flat out? Remember, this channel is for you to fill up your tank, put the mask on, and by all means, see yourself in our stories. Leave like, subscribe, press notification bell, because there are gonna be more updates. And I'm welcoming my special guest, one of my dearest friends, newest and dearest friends. She and I, you've heard me spontaneously go like, she's just like that. She's a wonderful person, Brooke Sears, and we met on a wonderful international group. And I am so happy to have her here, and I will just say hi, Brooke, and I'll introduce you in a minute.
Hello, everybody. I am super happy to be here today, and Lana is one of my very, very favorite people in the world. So yeah, it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
In the world, that's a big deal. Ooh.
In the world, and I mean that.
No pressure. So Brooke has a unique caregiving experience, and I can't wait for you to hear it. So she's a single mom, 24/7, she says. Sole custody of her 3-year-old daughter, Marley, who's just a sweetie pie. And she also takes care of her 96, I did say 96, grandmom. And she was doing that since she moved back to the United States 2 years ago. So you can see in that already, there's a lot to unstack and a lot to unpack. So, and from talking to Brooke, it feels, and she said she just got thrust into this role. So Brooke, just tell our audience, and we're just going to sit back and listen and hear ourselves and your story. And for those of you who are looking on, see what nuggets you can use to help yourself to take care of you in your situation. What can you do? What might you have to do, as Brooke speaks on. So take it away, Brooke. Yay.
Thank you. Okay, so well, hey, guess what? It's actually my grandma's 97th birthday today. Yeah, so it's kind of fun, like perfect timing to do this, right? She's 97. I've been taking care of her for 2 years now.
Wow.
And so what happened was, how I got thrust into this role, like you said, was 2 years ago. I was living abroad in Costa Rica. I had lived there for the previous 8 years because I was married and blah, blah, blah. Had a baby. That's my daughter, Marley, now. And I found myself in an emotionally abusive marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of abuse is really hard to detect, okay? I thought we were just having trouble. But that's a story for a different time. The point is, I found myself in an abusive marriage. Once I realized I was being abused, I was like, I need to get out now. Like, this is unacceptable and I need to leave. So took my daughter, got on a plane, came back to the US. I'm from Wisconsin in the United States. So came back. I basically showed up at my mom's door like, I'm going to get divorced. Can I stay here? Okay. She said yes, of course, and I was just like, okay, like I just gotta start my life over. Well, I literally had nothing, okay? From living abroad for 8 years, like I had nothing. I didn't even have a bank account in the US.
Oh,
okay.
are you serious?
Yeah, like all of my US life was like gone because I became a citizen of Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
I had completely transported my whole entire life into Costa Rica. Everything was there. And I had no plan of moving back to the States. Like that, I thought I would be married for the rest of my life, live in Costa Rica. I was planning on having another baby with my husband. Like I had this whole entire like vision for what my life was going to be in Costa Rica, and I had no plan of coming back. So I came back to visit my family. Okay. It's not like I ran away from my family, but my point is like I literally had nothing, not even a bank account in the US. So I had to start completely over. Okay. And I knew that I would just need to accept whatever help was offered to me. Like accepting help is a hard thing, I think, for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're asking for it, accepting it, continuing to accept it. Like it's a challenge, right? So I was just in this space like, okay, I can't do this alone.
Right.
I need to accept help that's offered to me. So the way that I got thrown into the role of being my grandma's caretaker is that she had a car that she wasn't really using because she was really at the point where she shouldn't be driving anymore. This was, like I said, she it's her 97th birthday today. So she was 95 at the time, but still 95, like her eyesight starting to go, her hearing, so it just wasn't really safe for her to be driving anymore. And my family, like they were at the point where they were like about to tell her, but didn't want to have that difficult conversation. And so here I come. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm going to be living in the US again now with nothing, right? So basically, long story short, my grandma's car was offered to me in exchange for taking her grocery shopping once a week.
Right.
So that's how it started. And my family was like, this is actually perfect. You need a car. We don't want to tell grandma that she can't drive anymore. So here we go. We're just gonna maneuver this situation into here's a car for Brooke and grandma. Her name's Grandma Perry. Okay. Grandma Perry. Grandma Perry.
Perry. Okay.
Perry. Yeah. So yeah, it just kind of like worked out like that. Okay. And where I live in Wisconsin, like it's a place where you need a car. Like we don't have public transportation in this like small town. Like it's like you need a car. It's like a basic need. Okay. Yeah. Here. And yeah, and I wanted to get Marley like in swim classes and be involved in. I mean, you just need a car to like go places. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good setup. Like I'll have a car and I'll take Grandma Perry grocery shopping once a week. Cool. Well, it just snowballed into like, now that she's not driving anymore, it's not just the grocery shopping. Now it's the doctor's appointments, going to the bank, going shopping for clothes, getting out of the house. Like all of her needs just all of a sudden became my responsibility. And like, it just like happened without me even really realizing it. And again, like imagine the point where I was at in my life. I was at going through a divorce, like navigating where my head was mentally was just like in complete chaos. I was navigating an international divorce in my second language. Okay. Like I speak Spanish. Yeah. But I like to manage like legal documents in my second language. Like the whole thing was absolutely bonkers. Okay. But I'm so proud of myself because I got sole custody of my daughter and like everything that I wanted to set up my new life. Okay. So I did a really good job. But I didn't really have time to like think like, oh, I don't really have time to take care of grandma. It was like, I just saw that I saw her needs and I just started filling them.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person, like, if I see something needs to be done, I just do it. I don't like, I see a piece of, like this morning, I dropped Marley off at school. There was like a candy wrapper in the parking lot. I pick it up and I throw it out. Like I don't waste my time thinking. I just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, that's like a good quality about me, but also like my strength and my weakness at the same time.
I know, a girl, I know what you mean. Jump, and then you're like, okay, I forgot the parachute, I forgot the wings, I forgot I can't but I jumped. Something happened on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is kind of where it all started. And it just, like I said, it just snowballed, and I was just doing it, and
Yeah.
I was exhausted, and I I don't know, I didn't really realize how much I was doing until I hit the point where I was like burned out. And that was probably like 6 months later.
Wow, but you lasted 6 months is even incredible with a daughter, a young daughter, international divorce, older grandparent. I mean, it's grand. Is she all well and she can talk to you? She was interactive and she could get
Yeah.
around and so on.
Yeah. Like, I mean, she still lives on her own.
Right.
She is incredible. Like, listen to this. People need to know this. She cooks family dinners every single Monday.
Are you kidding?
She lives on her own, and she has all of us over every single Monday at 5:30. We all go to Grandma Perry's house because she cooked a dinner for us.
Yeah. And if she's like my grandmother, who's like 19, but she decided to stop. It's like no one can cook like her. No one can cook for her. No one can put it just right. And trust me, nothing tastes like when she cooks it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 They're amazing, right? That's so amazing. I love that. I love that. But
Yeah.
it's
So
still a toll for you to have to be doing all of that. I mean,
yeah.
and yeah, it would because and to not have expected to be in that role as well, because you're just like, oh, this is what happened, and you just get spiraled and spiraled, and you just keep doing and doing until your body's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot, because it was like, okay, I'm all of a sudden, I was a married mom who had the support of a husband, and my ex-husband and I had a business together. So like, everything was together. And then all of a sudden it was like, poof, I have to start over again in a brand new country. I mean, I grew up here, but like, and lived here for so long, like I said. So it was like starting over in another country again, setting up my bank account, adjusting to being a single mom. And at the time, she was only 15 months old. Okay. She's 3 now, but yeah, she was 15 months when I left. And so like, that is a really challenging time. I mean, I'm sleep deprived because I'm still getting up in the middle of the night. She's 3 years old. I still get up in the middle of the night sometimes. We're not in the clear yet of like, I sleep every single night, full sleep. No, like I still get up and change diapers. Okay. So
there's an S somewhere in your shirt, underneath that shirt of yours. There's an S. There's a definite S there. Super Brooke.
Thank you.
Girl.
So yeah. And it was challenging because like, I was like, okay, it's, like Wednesday. I don't know. I changed the day of the week I would take her, but like, okay, it's Wednesday. I got to go take Grandma Perry shopping. It's like, get Marley, ready to go, change the diaper, pack the bottles, get, the whole diaper bag, the whole thing, get her in the car seat. Then I go pick up my grandma. Then it like, I was caretaking for 2 people on complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Like a baby in diapers in a car seat, and then a 95-year-old who I have to help in and out of the car as well, help her get her seatbelt on, bring her walker in the car. So those things are like clunky. So it's like trying to like fold up the walker and shove it in the car, and then okay, and then we go, then get to the grocery store, and then it's get this, and undo the car seat, get the walker, get the like, just logistically to like manage both at the same time was incredibly challenging. Like it was like a workout. Okay. So
I'm tired listening to this story. Yeah.
Like just to go grocery shopping, go to the bank,
girl,
and take her to the dollar store because she wanted to go buy, like, she loves like greeting cards, and she still sends every single person a greeting card on their birthday. Like she knows everybody's birthday and how old they are. It's incredible. Like her mind is there. It's just, her, like I said, she lives on her own. She's totally intact. It's just that her body is physically wearing down, and like she can't drive anymore and lift heavy things. And so that's where I come in. So anyways, it would be like a 4-hour event to go do all of that stuff. And by the time I was done with it, it'd be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like wiped. Like I was like, okay, well, that was my day. I'm ready for bed now. Oh, but wait, I have like another 7 hours to go of single momming. Like, I mean, absolutely crazy. So I ended up, this is where I can maybe help your audience. Like if you're
I was
finding
just thinking, my listeners are like, that's me. Oh my word. What? How am I doing this? Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay. So I just reached a point where I was like, this is crazy. Like I cannot keep doing this. Like I'm completely burning myself out.
Yes.
So I called a family meeting and I was like, I need help, guys. Like I am the only person. Now, again, I told you, there's a group of us that we all go, she makes dinner for us every single Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why am I the only person helping? And probably at the time, the least capable of helping, because I was trying to put on my own mask of navigating my divorce and trying to be a single mom and finding a place to live and getting a bank account and getting health insurance and doing all this stuff and figuring out how the heck I was going to make money again. Because I left my business behind. I left everything behind. So it was like literally starting over from zero. Like I just can't stress that enough. Like I had to start my whole entire life over. Like that is hard.
Yes. For anybody, much less.
Yeah, well, taking care of a baby. So I finally just hit this point where I was like, I really need to ask for help. Like, what the heck? So, and I had been working with a therapist too. Right away when I got back, I started seeing a therapist like once a week. Like I was really committed to it because I was like, I need to keep my mental health in check. The amount of responsibility that I was navigating and change and stress and emotions and all of that, like I knew I needed to see a therapist. And so I recommend.
Can I stick a pin there in that? Yes. I just wanted to stress for our listeners, that is so important. The fact that you recognize that, the fact that you took no shame, took no blame, took no time to just even say, oh, I can just drink some, coffee or just lie down or I'll just rest it away. That is so important. And there is no shame in needing therapy. You're going through this. Why, especially females, we don't ask for help. We're going through the weirdest, most awful, stressful events in life alone. And then we think, you know what? Everyone expects me to just do this. And if I don't do this, then I'm weak. No. I can't. I wish you could say that like 5 different times and I have it on repeat or reload it, or because that is something that I really want us to focus on. We do need therapists. We do not need medication and tablets. And I'm a doctor. Everything doesn't need tablets and medication, but we do need someone to talk to, someone who can help us navigate through when things are tougher than we can manage. So kudos for you. Spot on. Really well done and well said. To take that and run and go with it and have someone there to help you through.
Yeah, I love how you said that. Like, there's no shame in therapy. And like, I mean, I think in the past couple of years, we're starting to shift our perspective as a collective, right? Like as human beings, we're starting to shift our perspective that around mental health.
Yes.
And that therapy is like nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be ashamed of or afraid or whatever. Like I still go. I consider myself like, I'm at a point now where I'm thriving and I've got my act together and I'm doing really well. And but like, I still go because that is the time that I invest in myself. I mean, it's like going to the gym. You can't just go to the gym and then build your 6-pack and then expect it's going to be there forever. Like you have to keep going and working those muscles. So it's the same thing. Like to me, like, I feel like I'm going to see a therapist for the rest of my life because that is nurturing my mental health.
That's awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
not just for when your life is out of control. It's
That's
also,
it.
it's also to help you maintain when you're in a really good place,
Yes.
you know, and that's where I'm at right now. And so I am like 100% advocate for, like, I think everybody should have a therapist.
I think everybody should have a therapist.
You
I really
know,
do. It's a stigma here in Barbados and in the Caribbean, unfortunately. But we're thinking wide, we're thinking broad. We're a global community. We just need to just move that away, move that away. Have a therapist. You have a dentist. There's no shame in that. Hey,
exactly.
you know, I need an ophthalmologist. Hey, go ahead. Have a
Yep.
therapist. Everybody have a therapist. You heard
Have
Brooke.
a therapist.
Have a therapist. What else do
Yeah.
you do to take care of yourself? So we got Nan sorted. You had a family meeting, and I thought that was marvelous as well. Besides, it sounds like you go to the gym. Am I right? So, or you do your workout. What else do you do to take care of yourself? You tell us. You tell me.
Yeah. The most important thing I do,
Great.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this, I mean, this can apply to everybody, but especially if you are a mom, and especially if you are a single mom like me, okay, the most important thing that I do to take care of myself, and I do it like religiously, I am so committed to this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And what has had the biggest impact on my overall well-being, you know, reducing my stress, all of that, is I wake up 2 hours before my daughter. Okay. 2 hours. She wakes up around 7:30. I get up at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I know there's some moms out there who's probably like, my kid gets up at 5. I have to get up at 3. Well, like, I don't know, figure out your situation. I'm just telling you what works for me. Okay. So it starts with, I have to be committed to going to bed early.
Right.
Okay. Because a lot of people ask me that, how the heck do you get up at 5:30 every day and do the whole thing? Well, I'm really disciplined and I go to bed early so that when I wake up at 5:30, I have energy and I feel good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that the 2-hour window in the morning, that is my time to put on my own oxygen mask. Like you talked about at the beginning of this, like it is so important. You can't breathe. You can't give oxygen to somebody else if you can't breathe yourself. Like we all know that, but it's so, easier said than done. But so to answer your question, I get up 2 hours before Marley and I go to my spiritual gym. That's what I call it. Okay. I go to my spiritual gym. The first thing I do, well, I press the button on my coffee maker. Okay. Because before I go to bed early, I set up my coffee maker. The water's in there. The coffee grounds are ready to go. So all I have to do is press the button when I wake up. Okay. I just made my morning way easier. I go to my yoga mat, which, by the way, already laid out. Like the yoga mat is a permanent installation on my living room floor. Like I don't even put it away.
Yes, I know what you mean, right? Same.
You gotta, like, it's about setting yourself up for success.
Yes.
Like I said, like it starts with the night before, with the getting the coffee ready, going to bed early, and I have my yoga mat right there. So it's
Right.
like, press the button, even if I feel tired, because I've never been a morning person. Okay. Like my whole entire life, I just want to say my body has like always been a night owl and like does not like waking up in the morning. So this I'm like really proud of myself that I actually trained myself to be a morning person. Like I became one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a morning person now. Like who would have thought that? So I hit my yoga mat. I do, I know that you know this. I don't know if everybody does the Tony Robbins, priming exercise, so I start with breath of fire. I do that. I do the whole entire priming exercise. Then I do about like 5 to 10 minutes of yoga. I've been practicing yoga for a long time. I'm actually a certified yoga instructor as well. But I don't like currently teach. I just teach myself. So I do yoga, my whole priming activity. I read, like I'm an avid reader now. I love to read. I journal, have my gratitude practice. I meditate. I do all of those things. because all of those things combined are like where my energy comes from, where my well-being comes from, where my like being centered and ready to start my day comes from. Like if I don't do that, and I will say, okay, moms out there, life is not perfect. And sometimes Marley wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, oh, yikes, my 2 hours just got shrunk down to a half hour and now it didn't go the way I planned, right? But I give myself grace in those moments and I'm just like, okay, whatever. If she wakes up early and I don't get the full 2 hours by myself, I make her part of it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And it's awesome because she's learning yoga. She's learning when she's frustrated, she takes a deep breath. Like she already has like coping skills when she feels frustrated. Like she already knows how to like take deep breaths on her own. It's incredible. So
I love that.
I also take a shower. Like I do all of this stuff in those 2 hours. 2 hours when you're a mom, a single mom, goes a really long way when you have nobody distracting you. I don't open my phone. I don't check my email. Like I have very strict boundaries on myself. I am not available to anybody else except myself.
Perfect.
Okay. So when she's ready, when she wakes up, I have completely taken care of myself. I feel great. I feel excited to start my day. And then that is how I can greet her when she wakes up.
Awesome.
Okay. So that's how I take care of myself. Also, over the past 2 years, I have really like eliminated or delegated a lot of my responsibilities to my grandma.
Okay.
So with that family meeting, I said, listen, I can't do everything. Okay. So I can't do everything. Here's what I can do. Like I asked myself, what can I do without sacrificing my own mental health and well-being? And I thought, I'll be in charge of the groceries. Okay. And now I don't even take her to the store anymore because that takes too much time and energy. I order her groceries online. I pick them up. Saves me like 2 to 3 hours of time. I pick up her groceries, I go take them to her, and then we spend time together. She usually like makes lunch or something, and we have a good time playing with Marley and my grandma and me. So now I've turned what used to be a responsibility into a good time, and that's what I can do. My other family members are in charge of like doctor's appointments and her other outings and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. And if although because things never go straightforward. If one of them can't do it, then they'll tell you in early notice, and then you can maybe switch, or they'll know how to switch. But at least each person knows where they slot in, fit in. And
well, I kind of at the beginning took that on as my responsibility. Like, oh, if somebody can't take her to her doctor's appointment, I'm the fallback person, and I stopped doing that
because you'd always then be the person again.
Exactly. So I literally like I'm just in charge of groceries and I am out. I'm out of everything else. Like I'm just like I can't, guys. I'm full.
So there you go. Know your limits, set them, know them. Always have a plan B backup for sure because things happen. But you can't be always the plan B and C and D and E and F, etc. Yep. Well done. So that's incredible. You also said something really intriguing when we were talking. You refuse to be the mom. I love this. Love your habit of energy, your priming, your timing. But you said you refuse to be the mom because you start your coffee. But you said something. You want to say that? You refuse to be the mom who runs on coffee.
Yeah. I just refuse to buy into that. You know, there's like, if you go on social media, I mean, how many like memes have you seen where or gifts or whatever, where like, you know, it's like there's like a joke that moms run on coffee.
Right.
And we're exhausted all the time. And that's just how it is. And you're just this exhausted mom pumping coffee through your veins. And I'm just like, no, I don't need to subscribe to that. Like I can have a cup. I have one. Okay. I have my cup of coffee that I enjoy in the morning, and that's it. I drink like water the rest of the day. So, and I have energy. I have more energy.
Oh, you do.
I have more energy now than I've ever had in my entire life. And I am a single mom. Like, hear this, people. I'm a single mom, as you know, 24/7, sole custody. I'm also an entrepreneur and I run my own business.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I still take my grandma her groceries once a week. Okay. So if I can manage all of that and I can have energy and like feel like I'm thriving in life.
Yes.
So can you.
There you go. And I have to say, Brooke did also write a book, which I love, From Fear to Fierce, 7 tips to go from powerless to unstoppable. I love it. I think you should all just get a read. I'm going to leave the link down below. And as she says, she also works. So she is a coach and she's also a course producer. Explain just a little bit for that for our readers, where what that is and where we can find you and how you fit it all in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a lot going on. So everything, I have a link tree, so that will be in the description below,
Yes, it will.
where you can see all the different things that I do. Like you can, get the book if you want. And so besides the book, what I also do is I help people produce online courses.
Mhm.
And I'm a coach for like helping them develop their online business.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. As well as take care of Grant and a 3-year-old who's on hyperdrive, as well as take care of yourself. It can be done.
Yes.
What takeaway, can you have 2 takeaway points? I mean, we've had so many little tidbits. I have like golden nuggets all over the place, but before we close off, you have 2 takeaway points you want for our listeners, especially moms, but anybody. Yeah.
Find what it is for you that's going to start your day off with energy and feeling like you put on your own mask first. So like you can take, copy my morning routine if you want to. It works for me. Create your own, do whatever works for you. But really, I think like it has to start with the beginning of your day.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't do that, if I don't feel well or something, if I sleep in, like occasionally I do allow myself to sleep in. Like if I was up all night with Marley, well, then I'm like, heck, I'm going to sleep in. But you know what? It snowballs. I always regret it.
You do.
Because when I don't get up and I don't have that time of space to take care of myself before she wakes up, it's like I wake up, my eyes are open, and it's like, Mom, change my diaper. I want this. I want to play with cars. I want to play Play-Doh. I want to do this, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't. I cannot talk with cars right now. Like I didn't do my yoga. You know what I mean? So set up your morning routine, protect it.
Protect it. Yep. And what
Ask
else?
Ask for help.
For help. Yes. And I'd also add that one I thought was great. Get the family meeting and have everyone know exactly what they want, where they fit in. Delegation. It's a team effort. Mom, Gran was there for us. We can all work as a team. It always boggles my mind why only one person ends up in that role. It always boggles my mind. So remember, Brooke, thank you. You've just been awesome guest. Amazing. She does have an S under there, people. She's just not showing it. But you can be as well. I mean, this caregiving journey is a journey. It's a journey. It's not just a one day here and a one day there. We know it's a journey. And that's why I know it's tough. So here's what we're going to do. Put your oxygen mask on first. Follow along with Brooke. And we're going to end with a deep breath. You ready? Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Remember to like, subscribe, and take a deep breath with us. Thank you all. And care happy, stay thriving. Bye-bye.